Let me ask you about Mayor Pete Buttigieg. The mayor of South Bend, Indiana, has raised around $7 million for his 2020 presidential campaign. So when you look at those numbers, how seriously should we take him as a potential nominee at this point?
Sure. So the reason we now know this is because the first fundraising quarter ended last evening. And so at this point, official campaign spending reports are due by April 15th. But we know that candidates usually start releasing the information themselves in the days before that deadline in order to get some good news. In this case, he believes he's raised a little over $7 million, which you might think, so what? Well, remember, a month ago, most Democrats didn't know who this guy was and couldn't pronounce his last name. Most Americans probably still don't know who he is and can pronounce his last name. But for somebody who was essentially scratching, not showing up at all as a factor, but has enjoyed a bounce now in the last month, to be able to raise $7 million in a month is pretty good. But set that against this. Remember, Beto O'Rourke on his first day raised about $6.5 million, so nearly the same sum in one day. And when all is said and done, we expect that Bernie Sanders may have raised close to $30 million this quarter. So it's a notable sum for a virtual unknown and a sign that, if you have a moment of some kind, and in the case of Mayor Pete, it was a CNN town hall that really sort of propelled him into the conversation a bit more than it had been before, you can potentially reap the benefits. And it also shows that this is still an incredibly unsettled race.
Indeed. Ed O'Keefe. Thank you, Ed.
Take care, guys.